like you say, I want to break out with back air. You input the back air and then you start mashing, and it will, whenever you pop out, regardless of the fact that you might have changed your control stick direction, back air happens.
Which is kind of weird because the same thing happens with using tilt stick. So if you get hit, say you get knocked away with like a powerful move, if you spam back air, it's kind of like the reverse. If you like spam I guess an input on the C stick, at a pit stun,
You get in there?
you get nothing.
Nothing?
You cannot do aerials at a pit stun if you are spamming the C stick.
God, Gibus can't get back to the stage.
This is a bit of a bracket demon for Gibus.
That's definitely one way to put it. I think their overall record is like at least 20 at this point to maybe 3 overall of all time.
Jeez.
Very heavily skewed in Austin's favor.
Which is very, very interesting because these are very unique players. I feel like they've got their own play style. They've got their own unique characters.
Both of them are very different than... I don't think they play like super traditionally. They're both very, very, very feeling based.
Yeah. I don't even know what's going on in Gibus's head. I can't even begin to fathom. Awestin, I've known a lot longer and I understand a lot more. But Gibus is a very, very difficult... Okay, I don't think a lot of people talk about this, but Gibus camps real hard. He runs...
He used to not, and then he had to learn how to because he would lose. But
when was this? Because
this was like pre-SmashCon last year.
Oh, okay then. Yeah, that makes sense.
SmashCon last year is when he learned how to camp.
Yeah, I could see that.
Or around that time frame.
So Gibus has turned into a very, very defensive player. Like, obviously, he takes his opportunities where he gets them. But yeah, he loves to create space. I think it happened around the time Greninja got buffs to neutral B.
Go figure.
Yeah, I mean, why not use it? But Awestin is super good versus defensive players. He's super good in the zone break. I've actually seen Awestin will get overwhelmed by more aggressive players.
Yeah?
I've seen it. I've seen it versus ESAM. I've seen it versus Samsora. Lima does it a lot.
Doesn't deal with buttons well.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. He's used to that mentality of like people are gonna try to run away from me, but
I mean that makes sense if it might be a reaction time thing, or it might be just not feeling comfortable in the boxing game, because that's definitely something you have to develop differently than the way you play, patience spacing.
Yeah, I don't think the boxing is the issue. I think just I think a lot of Austin's choices are based upon his opponents probably reacting defensively and creating false moments of weakness. Basically, when people think he's open, and he'll just weave back and swing for more. Ooh, Gibus, big grin on his face, loves that move. No, I don't. I think he was pretty simple.
I think he's been hit by many of them.
Yeah, I think we all have.
Yeah.
I'm definitely the victim of.
Austin is the kind of person to make that move look good.
The move is good. The move is dumb, but it's also a bad recovery move.
I feel like, oh, that's the first time I've ever seen him miss that, even after being hydro pumped.
It was close. He almost got it too.
Yeah, it was just like pixels away from sending him upward.
That was also extreme commentator's curse. I said it was a bad recovery move before, right before that sequence started.
I feel like calling it a good move is like calling Slacking a good Pokemon because he has busted stats. But then you see what it's attached to. It's real wrong. Oh, this is death. What? He didn't go for extra jabs for extra damage. Likely didn't want to risk hitting the wrong hitbox of that jab that just takes you out of the jab block.
You know what, neighbor? If he did that jab block and somehow Greninja like shadow sneaked out of it, I wouldn't even have been surprised. I was like, not even shook.
Shadow Sneak, to my knowledge, only works when you are not in tumble. So that's why it gets out of the moves that it does. It's really weird.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
That is very good to know. Unfortunately, there are a lot of multi-hit moves that do not put you in
tumble.
Yeah, there it is. That's I think that was a good example of false situations of looking like there's an opening and they're just coming around.
I think Ness is like the perfect character for him to play for that kind of thing, especially when that air dodge that he has.
It's like, I think a lot of it's just like Austin's the perfect player for Ness.
Yeah.
Not Ness is perfect for Awestin, but